even if they're not that proud of us.
10 a.m. in the morning, she's...
Just lay down.
Now,
It's 7 a.m.
it's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico.
for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
I ain't tryna mess with your self-expression.
Football's kicking off, but golf is wrapping up, and golf has been a big point of contention, a big point of conversation throughout the summer. And what bigger name to get in on a big story than Tiger Woods, y'all. That's how it's going to play today on the PGA. We'll see what sort of impact Tiger Woods has. Good morning to you. Merry Tuesday. Opening drive on 95.9 FM. And AM 610 The Sports Animal, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Good morning.
What it do?
You living all right?
We at
All right. We're gonna kind of take golf off the top because it's everywhere I go, and I don't know where you are with this. And I know we run in different circles, and certainly I run in a golf heavy world. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody, and everybody's got an opinion. I spent some time over the weekend with all the local pros were together, and while maybe they're not talking about it publicly, they all have an opinion, and I'm not going to tell you there's an overriding one, but everybody's got one. And I talked to a lot of golfers about LIV and PGA and what would they do, and I mean, I think the consensus is most guys, and certainly playing at the local level, right, who don't have PGA cards, who aren't making that kind of money, would jump at the opportunity. But Tiger Woods is supposed to meet today with a lot of the top golfers on the PGA side to rally support around the PGA as they try to fend off, and I don't even know if that's the right word, deal with what's going on with the rival LIV series. So it'll be Tiger and a group of players who are set to take place in the BMW Championship, which is the second leg of the FedEx Cup Championship today in Delaware. And I guess if there's anybody that's going to be able to rally a little support, it's going to be Tiger Woods. Wouldn't you think?
Is he bringing his checkbook?
Well, I don't know.
So it's
and maybe he is
easy
bringing
when
some
you're
money.
sitting on a stack of money to tell people don't go take that other money.
Well, I don't know. So I'm not ready to knock him yet until I hear what he says. Okay, I'm just not. Maybe he is bringing some money to the table. Maybe he is able to bring some more sponsors, some more people, some more corporations, some more money. Look, they're not going to. It might have been for lack of trying before, and I've heard a number of pros tell me over the weekend that this has been bubbling for a long time. And as much as whatever you think about Phil Mickelson's been the one who's been saying a lot of these things, and now they're seeing it on LIV. They're not going to be able to keep up with the money that the Saudis are pumping out of the ground and pumping into golf. All right. So if it's simply down to a checkbook, then you're right. He could say whatever he wants to say, and it might be that, man. This is their profession. They're out to make money. But there's a lot of reports out there. And a lot of the top 20 players in the world are going to be there. And it's guys who are still on the PGA who have not defected to LIV. It'll take place after there was another meeting scheduled, a PGA Tour Advisory Council meeting. And according to one of the players, quote, it's a meeting to get the top 20 players in the world on the same page on how we can continue to make the PGA Tour the best product in professional golf. Jay Monahan will meet with the members in another meeting. He is the commissioner. Look, his future is on the line here, too. I think it's interesting that they're bringing Tiger in. First of all, I think it's interesting that Tiger is willing to do this. You think the PGA Tour is in trouble? Can it, trouble of going away?
No.
Because I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Because you still have to make your name for yourself.
So you think it can be a minor league?
Yes.
Okay.
To get to LIV Golf. Because the LIV is not just going to hand out signing bonuses to unproven golfers. He's the right guy to lead the charge. Have Tiger Woods flying that flag, standing up for the PGA Tour. There's still a lot of good golfers on the PGA Tour. I don't think we're going to see all of them go. Some might go because that money is ridiculous. So I think the meeting that Tiger is going to have, it's going to be good for the PGA Tour. It's going to rally support. They're like, yeah, we're all going forward until someone goes to Tony Finau and goes, $120 million sound to just sign up and play with us right now.
And let me put the money into perspective again. And there was one of the pros I was talking to this weekend didn't really even know this number. He kind of knew a ballpark. Say what you just said again about Tony Finau. How much?
Let's say they go to Tony Finau, we're hearing $100 million
right.
for a lot of these guys.
Tony Finau is the hottest player in the world right now. Well, maybe not. Maybe Cameron Smith is. But Cameron Smith, by the way, withdrew from the BMW championship. Hip discomfort is what he's saying. And again, this isn't just a tournament. This is the FedEx Cup playoffs. And the champion golfer of the year is expected to return next week at the Tour Championship. But Tony Finau, you said, let's say they come to him at $100,000. And again, I know I've said this before, but I'm going to continue because people come and go, and I'm going to continue to use this because I think this puts it in perspective better than any other stat or number we've given. When you looked it up and said, how much money did Tiger Woods in his insanely great, legendary, best ever career, how much did he make playing golf? You remember the number?
On the PGA Tour is around 121 million.
A little north of 121 million. If someone's going to give you $100 million, because you're not Tiger Woods, by the way, you're not. Someone's giving you $100 million as a signing bonus to come over and play. You listening?
Yep.
And that's what you're battling, boys and girls. All right? That's what you're battling against. That's just perspective for you. How do you battle the number? So Tiger can bring his checkbook. That's great. So you're kind of against him talking to these guys, or is that what I?
Well, my thing is just because you're Tiger Woods,
yeah.
Like you got to give someone a reason to turn down a ridiculous offer if it comes their way. You can say, hey, the PGA Tour is still a good place to play golf. I think a lot of people realize that. That's where they're making their careers. Not every one of these guys, they're not going to hand out 75 offers to go to live golf tomorrow.
Right.
But it's just an understanding you can't say no to a number that big.
No matter where the money's coming from, right? And that's been a lot of the big criticism. So we'll watch that. That'll probably be a big topic tomorrow. But you're going to hear. Well, it'll be later today once it starts coming out. What was said, what was discussed, how it was received. So we'll go there. All right. Here's your guest list today. Coming up at 7:15 here in about 7 minutes. Jerry Kill, New Mexico State's head football coach. Aggies are a week and 4 days, a week from this coming Saturday. They open up their season against Nevada in Aggie Memorial Stadium. Jerry Kill's first game as head coach at New Mexico State. So we're going to catch up with Jerry, and we're going to have conversations with Jerry Kill on a regular basis at 7:15 on Tuesday mornings going forward. So Aggie fan, even Lobo fan, you can get in on that. We got Panay Pavea from Hawaii, who I think you're going to really enjoy this conversation. At 9 o'clock this morning, is that about right? 9 o'clock this morning, we continue our run through the Mountain West Conference and that. I don't know if you saw this. Aggies haven't released their basketball schedule yet, have they?
No.
Okay, but they did announce yesterday that they are going to the Las Vegas Invitational, that they'll join UC Irvine, Nichols, and San Diego, the University of. 2-day tournament. This is somewhat pretty much what the Lobos did last year, right? Thanksgiving in Las Vegas. So it'll be New Mexico State, San Diego, UC Irvine, Nichols. The winners will play. The two teams who don't win will play. So it's the second non-conference tournament the Aggies are in this season as they continue to work through their non-conference schedule. They'll play in the Don Haskins Sun Bowl Invitational Tournament in late December, 21st, 22nd, with UTEP, Kent State, and North Carolina A&T. So could they play the minors 3 times?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. It's interesting. So the Las Vegas Invitational will be the 8th and 9th games for New Mexico State's non-conference schedule. They're also playing annual home and home against UTEP and New Mexico. They have a true road game against St. Mary's, which is the only team as of now in New Mexico State's non-conference schedule finished in the top 25 last year. And they're still looking to fill out their non-conference schedule, looking for some more home games, and it's getting late, man. I mean, it's really late for them. Greg Heyer was with us last week, right? Is that already last week? Yeah, it is last week. Talking about how tough it's been. So there's some Aggie stuff for you. Lobos continue to get ready. I'm going to try to get out to some practice later today, 3:30 today. They went through 7:30 yesterday. No full pads. Today will be full pads. All right, 505-246-0610 is how to get to us, 888-922-0610. When we come back, I expect to have a conversation with Jerry Kill. He'll be with us, New Mexico State's football coach, as they get ready for open up the season. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Mix a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews, and you've got the Rich Eisen Show podcast. All right, so George.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We'll open up the season in the Jerry Kill era at home in Aggie Memorial Stadium against Nevada. Good morning to you. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. An interesting, challenging schedule for New Mexico State as they navigate a year of independence before moving over to the Conference USA. Their first-year head coach, Jerry Kill, has been getting his team ready. And we've been very fortunate. We've been doing this show for 14 years, and New Mexico State football coaches have given us graciously of their time every Tuesday. Jerry Kill has agreed as well that he will spend 7:15 on Tuesday mornings with us throughout the football season. We welcome back to the program Jerry Kill, New Mexico State's football coach. Good morning, Jerry. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Excellent. We appreciate you spending some time with us. Here we go. The easy, well, I don't know if it's easy, the obvious, basic question. How's camp? Are you satisfied with where your team is as of now?
Well, the kids have worked hard. I think we've gotten, better. I think we're better than we were in the spring, certainly athletically, but still learning a lot in here this morning watching film, and we just, our football knowledge is not real good at times, and so we've got to increase that. And then, I thought we practiced pretty well, hard, trying to do the things we were asked to do. Yesterday was a little bit of a slip that I certainly didn't like, but until yesterday, I really felt pretty good. But we drove them hard. They've never had to practice like this, I can promise you, and grinded them pretty good. So we'll have to start cutting back on some things as we get closer to the game to get their legs and shoulders back underneath them. But, so far, I can't say it's about where I thought we would be, maybe a little farther along, but about where I thought.
Yeah, because that was my next question. Without knowing what you were getting into, further along or not, and that's good. Biggest concern now as you look at it, a week from Saturday, you got a football team coming in to play you.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can't. Everybody goes, well, what's going to happen? Are you better? Are you worse? Or we don't know. I know we're young. I mean, we're allowed to line up there with all kinds of freshmen that hadn't played and so forth, and throw them out there and see what we got. And that's the thing I'm looking forward. You can't fix anything, and you can practice all you want, but when it comes down to when you play a game and you have to execute and do that, it's a lot different than practice. Now you try to make practice simulate a game, but there's no way you can do that. So when we get there, we got to throw them out there and see what we got and see what we need to get better at.
Jerry, you mentioned the football knowledge piece. Is that habits, effort, execution, all the above for your football team?
Well, football intelligence is something that is one of our core values or whatever. And I think we look throughout the country. Sometimes you can't figure out why a person made this play or that play. And to me, I don't blame the players. I blame the coaches. And our knowledge, is just the fundamental knowledges of punting the ball on a pooch punt and having your guy carry it into the end zone instead of knocking it out. Just things you go, you ought to know that. But it all kind of goes back to what John Wooden said, hey, you better teach him to tie a shoe before you do anything else. And in some ways, that's what we kind of got to do here because our football knowledge is nowhere where it needs to be and where we need to get it. But, just basic things that, you can't assume anything what you think they would know.
New Mexico State football coach Jerry Kill is with us on the opening drive this morning.
Jerry, what should people expect the Aggies to look like? We'll start just offensively. What style of football do you want to play this season?
Well, I think, what to expect out of us is, what the defense is going to give us. And we have we're multiple. I think we can do some different things. We want to be a physical football team, and we want to be a football team that's not going to turn the ball over. I mean, that's the biggest thing and worries to me is turning the ball over. We led to whatever in sacks last year, and can't do that, minus yards. But at the end of the day, we got to be a team that's not going to make a bunch of mistakes. And we offensively, however we do it, and defensively, we want to be multiple there too, and keep people off bounds, and do different runs, different coverages, and be good tackles. One thing I want to be is, when we get into all that, is be a good blocking team and be a good tackling team, because that's where I think we could catch up, and we tackle pretty good in camp. And then at the end of the day, the most important thing to me is special teams.
Jerry, who's your quarterback? Have you decided?
No, and we probably, we've got, the two kids, Gavin and Diego, who are, both working with, back and forth with ones and twos and so forth. And, we got about, 10 days. We got plenty of time aside right now. We're just trying to get them to learn all the things it's going to take to win a ball game and get us in the right plays, etc.
Defensively, you happy? I saw some preseason accolades come in for Chris Ojo, your linebacker, who's on the Bednarik watch list and on the Lombardi watch list. And I've been reading a lot about your secondary, about how much better they are, and obviously you need to be better than they were previously. Are you satisfied with the progress your defense has made? Because they're going to get tested early.
Well, like I said, as far as where we're at and what we're doing, I've been, I'm never satisfied, but that's not my nature. But I think that we've tackled really pretty good, except, the last couple times we've gone out and tackled, and I think a lot of that's fatigue. But we have tackled pretty well. We run to the football very well. I think we've got some speed. I think that's helped us. I think the biggest thing that my concern is, last year we gave up a bunch of big plays, and that can't happen. And we've emphasized that a ton. And then, we've got to be, we've got to be able to rotate some people up front because of our schedule and depth-wise. So we've tried to, we've got 7 or 8 defensive tackles and trying to figure out who those guys are going to be. But, shoot, at the end of the day, we may need all of them.
Now, Jerry, how has it been coming in, new staff, not just setting the foundation for this year's roster, but then starting to put the pieces in place when it comes to recruiting and what you need moving forward? How has that process been for everyone?
It's actually been pretty, shockingly, coming in this late. And, I think a lot of it has to be with old age and connections, and our staff's got a lot of them. And from younger to older and being around is that, our recruiting class, our freshman recruiting classes, I feel like one of the better ones that I've been a part of at any level. And, so I feel good about that's what we need. That's where we need to be. And now we're recruiting for Conference USA. I'm not going to make any bones about it. This year, we want to win as many as we can, what we're capable of. But, there's about 7 or 8 things I told them we got to do before that happens, so don't worry about that. But, our recruiting class was pretty good. We turned over now. Not many people in the country learned this a little bit from Michigan State, but, we'll have somewhere right around 40, 42 new players.
It's insane. Well, you look at the kids' eyes, and I always think, coaches can tell you whatever they want. The kids just know what's happening. How do you feel they are right now? Going through this camp, learning each other, everything's brand new. Schemes are new for 40, what did you tell me, 43 of them. The geography is new. I saw a cool video of the whole team singing a song. We had a guitarist in there, and I thought that was a cool moment. But when you look in their eyes, are they ready? Have they bought in? Are they where you need them to be?
Yeah, they bought in. I believe that. And, there wasn't anybody, Coach Beck's daughter sang in Nashville, and she came in and sang
so
2
cool.
or 3 songs. And when you got people from all different backgrounds, all different races, all different religions in a room, and they are all singing together, and shoot, half of them knew the words I didn't think they would know, and jumping around, it's too bad our country can't do that. Because it was a great moment. Maybe one of the better moments I've had in 39 years.
Is that right?
Just seeing that, yeah.
Was that organic? Like did you knew she was coming in to sing, and the song that they all the one that I saw, they all knew the words to Wagon Wheel, but it was just, I watched the whole video. It was like 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and you're right. I mean, everybody, and they don't all look alike. They all knew the words to this country music song. And it was a cool moment, and I didn't know if that was indicative of everything that's going on down there every day.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at. These kids are starving to win. They're tired of it. I mean, I think we're big lads in the country, and all that stuff. They're tired of it, But like I told them, you can be tired of it. It doesn't matter. You got to do something about it. And a lot of those players don't even know. They haven't been here, Yeah, I think that was a good defining moment in camp. The first song she sang was "Boys of Fall," and of course they all knew that. So it was a good moment. I think we are coming together. We'll see as we get into the competition thing. We have, we've got some competition, which makes us a lot better, and we didn't have any in the spring. So, it's just, how long is it going to take us to execute, and we got to survive the first 4 games. If we survive the first 4 games and don't get a bunch of people hurt, we've got a chance to win some ball games. But we've got to survive the first 4 games, and that's not going to be easy to do with our schedule. They didn't do any favors for us on our last year of independence.
For those of you who aren't familiar, first 4 at home against Nevada, then on Thursday of the week, so it'll be a short week going to Minnesota, coming home, then going to UTEP. So you get Nevada, who played in the bowl game last year, Minnesota, the Big Ten, UTEP, who was in the New Mexico Bowl, and then at Wisconsin to get started. That's all you got. So a couple trips back there. Hey, last
not a very tough schedule early at all.
No, it's brutal, and you knew that. And I know we talked about it early in the summer. Hey, lastly, you said something just now. You said we're picked last in the country. You see all that stuff, huh? Do you use that? Do you talk to your team about it? Because there was something that came out and had you as the worst team in the country, and I always wonder what coaches think of that.
I don't really, I didn't even know it. Somebody said something to me and said, "Hey, Coach, what are we going to do about it?" And I said, we don't need to do anything about it. We need to worry. I said, the kids already know all that stuff. We don't have to tell them anything about that, and so forth. Like I said, I've got 8 things to make you win in college football, and I put it up on the scoreboard all the time, and that's what we need to do. Don't worry about the damn. You can't win until you do these other things. And if we can get them to do what I'm asking them to do, then we'll be all right.
Jerry, appreciate it. We'll catch up with you next week. It'll be game week. We'll get a little bit more into Nevada and game planning and quarterbacks and that stuff. But appreciate you spending some time with us, and we'll catch you next week.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day.
All right, be well. Jerry Kill, the head football coach at New Mexico State. He brought that up. I wasn't going to bring that up. And I'm sure you saw it. I don't even know who it was. College football, somebody had, I think it's New Mexico State, like 2 of the bottom 5, right?
Yeah.
The fact that he brought it up interested me, right? Pay attention. It's probably something, hey, I actually kind of like what he says about it. Can't do anything about it until you go out and do something about it, right? You can talk all you want. You can be hurt by it. Go do something about it.
Go change the narrative.
Sounds like they had a pretty brutal practice yesterday, though, didn't it? All right, we can talk about what he had to say when we get back. 505-246-0610, and Jerry's going to be with us on Tuesdays, and looking forward to that. Hey, are you sick and tired of that constant pain? Pain in your knees or your hips or your back, and you've got it all the time. It's chronic pain. You want to be out. You want to be moving. You want to be pain-free. I suggest you get a hold of the team at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics helps people every day, both here in Albuquerque and around the country. These people are getting lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. They concentrate on your body's own healing agents. They apply your body's healing agents to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, no surgery, and no downtime. So those old remedies for pain, that's not the only remedies. That's not all there is. If you've been told that you need surgery, that you've got to have drugs and steroids, get a free second opinion, a free consultation at QC Kinetics. 9 out of 10 times, QC Kinetics gets better results than surgery does. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now. Get a free consultation. The number, 505-226-8688. 505-226-8688. QC Kinetics, 505-226-8688.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's
Aggies at 505-246-0610. Hello, Randy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Hey, you know what? Being rated the worst team in the nation is not the worst thing in the world. I was on the Aggies in 1992 when we were rated the worst team. It's funny, there was an article on Sports Illustrated, and it said number 1 Miami, and it said number 107 New Mexico State Aggies. And they had an article on us down in Cruces. But ironically enough, that year we finished 6-5.
Right.
Beat the Lobos, beat UTEP. I think we started 3-0. So, you know, I mean, that is something I know as a player when I was down there, that kind of put a fire under me, you know?
I'll bet it did. Hey, Randy, as an alum now and as a former Aggie football player, how do you feel about Jerry Kill? And obviously you don't know how they look yet, but just kind of the first off-season of Jerry Kill.
Well, you know what? He brings an attitude that, you know, we're going to win. We're going to do whatever it is. He seems like an old-school coach.
Promise that.
And that's what I like. Old school, just, you know, we're going to grind it out. We're going to go hard. I mean, he talked about his last practice. All these coaches talk about, oh, everything went good. When he just talked to you, he said, you know, it wasn't that great last night.
Yeah, and he said they probably never had anything like that before. All right, Randy, appreciate you, man. Don't be a stranger.
One last thing, I would like to, hopefully Diego Pavia will start. I mean, that would be great to see a local boy do it.
Yeah.
Take care, man.
Thanks. And we may not know, and Randy, appreciate you. I could see Jerry playing this thing down to whoever he throws out there on Saturday next week, right? He might not announce it next week.
I don't expect him to.
And we'll see where that goes, right? But Diego Pavia is the young man who is from Albuquerque, who won the national championship at New Mexico Military Institute last year, and he was in town. And I mean, just a, you know, I think there's a lot of people certainly here who are rooting for him. And then Gavin Frakes is the one he talked about. Gavin, who's a freshman from Norman, Oklahoma's North High School, who is competing for the job. And so it sounds like it's down to them, a junior transfer from NIMI in Diego Pavia and Gavin Frakes, who is, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see them both, right? Here's the deal. In Basic Better, have you seen a spread on this? I saw -12, Nevada by 12. That kind of where you're going with this? If you're going to sit here right now, I'll tell you, I like New Mexico State getting 12 at home. You think I'm a little too ambitious on this?
Yes.
I like it. It's August prediction.
Well, tell me why you think Nevada is going to be so much better, because just
I don't think Nevada is going to be so much better.
Okay.
I think that it's one that when you start diving into it, yeah, you can talk yourself into that number.
Okay.
I think right now there's more, even with the turnover, the amount of player losses at Nevada, which there was a lot.
There was a lot. I mean, they've turned everything over there.
I don't believe in the Aggies yet.
Okay, no, that's fine. I think that's okay. Nevada was 7-2 last year. They got started at 7-2. Okay, and then it all fell apart and everybody left. Their head coach left for Colorado State. They cleaned house on the way out. The guy who's the head coach is a former Chris Ault assistant. Chris Ault, remember the legendary former longtime coach at Nevada. Ken Wilson is an assistant, and so they've gone back to their roots there. He's got Tautoa there, the running back. He's got to figure out what quarterback it is he can rely on at Nevada, and defense as well. He's got to scrape together an inexperienced unit. Now, they start out the season, their first 3 games, New Mexico State, Texas State, and Incarnate Word. What did Jerry Kill just tell us his first games are? He's got Nevada, at Minnesota, at UTEP, at Wisconsin. It's a little different start than Ken Wilson's got, huh?
It does. First reaction, it feels like a big number for a week 1 game against 2 teams with that much turnover.
And the home dog getting double
road
digits.
Team.
Yeah. I always like a home dog getting double digits. Now, look, it's a crapshoot. If you want to go bet. And you can listen to
It's probably the most manageable opener they've had in a while.
Yeah, I don't even remember who they opened with.
So the last one, 5 years at Arizona State, that was a 6-point game.
Yeah, And they played really
Back in
well
the bowl,
that day.
That was
yeah.
their bowl team, though.
Yeah, they played really well.
2018, 29-7 loss versus Wyoming.
And that was very similar to this. It was 0 week, ESPN2, very similar. Yeah.
19 opened at Washington State, 58-7 loss. And then last year, 30-3 loss against UTEP.
Yeah, last year was the one where they were really excited about it, and they thought they were similar to UTEP. And UTEP ended up being a pretty good team last year. UTEP ended up being pretty good. All right, 505-246-0610. If you want to respond to what Jerry Kill had to say, I don't feel like that's a coach that's sugarcoating it and blowing smoke up my behind. Do you? Right? He said we didn't have a good practice.
Absolutely
yesterday.
not. I love it.
Right?
Well, he said dude, we got to survive the first 4 weeks and see what happens. He didn't tell you they're winning games.
Right. And he
So they're going to
basically
be bowl
said,
eligible. He's like, we got to not get hurt, and then might have a chance to win some games.
And he said, look, this is about getting ready for going to Conference USA, figuring out what we need for the next years. And I don't know, what does that mean for this year? I didn't hear him saying we're mailing this season in, but I heard a guy saying, the future of my tenure at this program is not going to be based on this year. Is it 40? What did he tell me? 43 guys? Brand new guys on the roster? That's basically half your roster. You completely turned it over. You're going to tell me, Jeff, everybody's doing it. Yeah, but probably not at those numbers. And I don't know if they're better or worse than the guys that were here, but what were they, 2-10 last year? Is that what the number was?
Yep.
I mean, sometimes having guys coming back, if they're not very good, you can have a whole damn team coming back if they're not very good. Does it help you? And so we turn this thing over. Some by choice, some not by choice. Some guys want it out. Some guys don't want any part of it. We'll see. Are they going to have fun? Are guys going to want to be there? And how do you have fun? You win. You see progress. You have success. Because read the back end of the schedule. I got it here. The back end of the schedule, he said you've got to get through the first 4 games, right? Which I told you are Nevada, Minnesota, UTEP, and Wisconsin. After that, there's a stretch in the middle where they get Hawaii at home. Hawaii, who knows what they're going to be under Timmy Chang. Florida International, FIU, out of Conference USA. New Mexico and San Jose State. So they get 4 games at home and then go to UMass and play Lamar. So there's a 6-game stretch where you're saying, well, Jeff, they're not going to be favored in any of them. And I could listen to you. If you're going to tell me they're going to be underdogs in every one of them, yes. But as we sit here on the 16th of August, I don't think you say they have no chance in any of those games, do you?
Here's number 42 on the opener.
Yeah.
Nevada is just 3-3 against the spread in Las Cruces.
Okay. And there's a history there, right? Because they used to be in this league. I mean, as of now, I don't know where you are, Basic Better. I like the Aggies in 12.5.
Get that line right
Okay,
now. It's 12.5.
I'm in.
You think so?
Why not?
I mean, listen to Big 3 Bets on Sunday mornings. Get your advice. Are you going to keep score and see how you're doing? So and figure out a trend if people should bet whether you're against you?
I am going to keep score.
Yeah.
But you don't tell people.
Yeah.
People will tell you.
Yes, exactly.
I promise you, people will tell
just
you.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Coming up at 9 o'clock, Panay Pavea from Hawaii. I think you're going to like him. Really interesting conversation with a young man from Samoa and how he grew up and how, didn't have his own cleats and shoulder pads and how grateful that young man is to be playing college football, right?
Yes.
That was a cool conversation. So we'll do that coming up at 9 o'clock. 505-246-0610. I've been telling you for a while about Numel. I'm really talking to guys, right? How thousands of men have benefited from Numel's industry-leading testosterone replacement. How these men feel better. They're feeling stronger. They take care of fatigue and depression, even things like erectile dysfunction. Well, do you know Numel specializes in hair restoration? Hair restoration without side effects. And I'm going to talk to men and women because it works for men and women who are looking for hair restoration without side effects. 505-652-1688. Area code 505-652-1688 or online at Numale, Numale.com. Numale gives you options. They have platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. This uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle and stops hair loss. It regrows hair. An FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants, which produce natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. This works for both men and women who want a natural, thicker head of hair with no side effects. New Mail in Albuquerque, the number 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or online at newmail.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
From Jerry Kill, New Mexico State's coach. If you want to kind of set your clock on we do this partially for you for appointment listening and partially, well, more so because it fits into everybody's schedule. Mondays during football season, 8 o'clock, Danny Gonzalez. 7:30 on Tuesdays, New Mexico State's Jerry Kill. Wednesdays, Sebastian Noel will do high school stuff at 8:30. Thursday, CBS Sports Jerry Palm is back starting this week at 8:30, and we're working on something for Lobo football players on Thursday as well during the season. And then we're working on something for Friday. So we got really kind of an everyday angle for you on football as we get through the season, get started, and looking forward to it. And really, JJ, been super fortunate over the years to have the access to so many really interesting conversations. Look, I get where New Mexico and New Mexico State's been over the last 14 years while we've been doing the show. We've covered a lot of losses on Monday, Tuesday. But all these coaches have been gracious with their time, and I think the content's good. The insight's been really good.
And 3 bowl years in there.
Yes, we did. Actually, more than 3? All right, fair enough. Dan, good morning to you.
Morning, Jeffrey.
Hello, Dan.
JJ and Marie, mahalo.
What's happening?
Oh, man, I just want to share a little bit about my friends from Samoa. Jeff, I had talked to you before about my buddies that are incredible, the way they take care of the golf courses.
Yep.
But these guys, we could learn something about community, family, and support from these guys, because New Mexico Military Institute is very well known for recruiting young men from Samoa to come and not only play there, but to be educated there. And comes around, a lot of these young men obviously cannot go home for the holidays.
Yeah.
So my friends who lived in Rio Rancho, for Thanksgiving, bro, you would not believe, they would bring up all those young men because they can't stay there during the holiday because the place shuts down. They would bring them all up, house them. You would not believe the layout these guys would put for these massive young athletes, bro. Just incredible. When you say turkeys, plural, I'm talking a whole bunch of turkeys. But they're so pleasant, bro. They are so friendly. They're so accommodating. And they laugh and they dance and they just carry on with so much love. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think you're
I'm
going to
so
like.
impressed with the Samoan culture, you know?
That's why I think you're really going to like this conversation, 9 o'clock with Panay Pavea. Just a very.
And that's what prompted it when I heard you say that. Because, you know, I haven't seen Ruben and Jonathan for a while because they moved out of state. But, man, these cats are something else. They cared about their community and their kids so much. They would take their time off of work and everything to make sure that they were comfortable for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and they had everything they need, and they had family.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, to be with. So I'm impressed. I can't wait to hear the interview. All my best. Mahalo, and have a great week.
See you. I don't like to paint with broad strokes like that. But, gosh, it sounds like what he was talking about, Panay Pavea really encapsulated, no?
He did.
So I think you will enjoy that. I think that'll be good stuff for you. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Bruce says, I miss Fearless Dougie. Jeff, did we get an update on the palm tree? We did not. On the locker rooms, we did not. We need this award-winning OD Nation to come up with a catchy nickname for Dirty Jerry. Okay. Probably not Dirty Jerry, though. How about that? If you Fearless Dougie was kind of what you guys called him. I don't know, man. I think you're going to like Jerry throughout the season. I've never worked with him throughout a football season. But, I've spent some time with him in this offseason, and I like him. And I look, there's no sugarcoating this. Nobody's sitting here telling you they're going 8-4, 10-2, 6-6, maybe 6-6. I don't know if the people are telling you. He said if we can survive these first 4 games, we'll be all right, and we can make a run out of it. You're taking over a 2-10 football team that has had one bowl season in the last 60 years, and you turn the whole roster, half the roster over. You got 43 new guys. Be careful with your expectations. And here's that word that I know so many fan bases have, he says with sarcasm font, patience. But, I mean, obviously he gets a honeymoon year, right?
There's no question. He should be getting...
Decade?
4 or 5 years. It's the same reason. Eddie Nunez, there was an article I was reading actually a little bit ago.
Yeah.
One of the, I think it was ESPN.
It was Coaches on the Hot Seat.
Coaches on the Hot Seat. And they're talking about Danny Gonzalez, and Eddie is like, no. Like this is a long-term investment. You cannot, at New Mexico State, be turning coaches over every 3 or 4 years. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah. And I know why, Lobo fan really wants to see progress this year, and I think maybe you will see some progress in year 3. And I think year 4 is going to be the big year. Because I think year 1 doesn't count. Well, how can it not count, Jeff? He got paid. But year 1 was COVID's year, no weight room, playing every game. But I don't know that everybody does. See,
well, when you get away from it, you're right. They'll just see the record.
Yeah. So all they saw 2 and 6 or whatever the number was. And in reality, this is his second year. Now, I know it's his 3rd year, but I just, that year when you're not even coaching football, you're playing psychologist and trying to figure out what ballroom we can practice in and how do I keep these kids in school, and we're out of town for 8, 9, 10, 12 weeks. So I don't think year 1 should count. I know Lobo fan is struggling with that sometimes. But to your point, when you step away from it, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
We can continue that. 505-246-0610. Let's get into some NFL stuff and some stories. Alvin Kamara, is he going to be suspended? And for how long? It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A-Marie, and Adrian's producing on ProView Networks. You can watch us on Comcast Channel 26. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service.
It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian. You say it with like it's such a chore.
No, I'm excited. It's upon us.
Did you hear that?
I was gonna play in. I wasn't gonna play in leagues this year. Now I'm in 5.
Right. No, that's how that happens because you can't say no. I think I'm in 5, which is too many, by the way. I mean, by far too many. And you only care about the ones that are kind of bigger payoffs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I got my name on a trophy.
I'm in one
that
paid.
Didn't matter. Only one?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know that I waste a lot. Spend a lot of time on the other ones. What do you do with Alvin Kamara? Alvin Kamara, we have the videotape. He beat the hell. Him and his group of people, his fans, the group that he was with. They beat the crap out of a guy in Vegas during the Pro Bowl last year, Pro Bowl week. And he's long been expected to face a 6-game suspension, but now there's a report that it's likely going to be delayed, that he's available to start the 2022 season. You guys need to help me understand why, with all the policies and everything they got in place, why is it so damn hard to just figure these out on these suspensions?
Well, isn't this what people want to see?
What?
They're waiting till the court case is played out, and then
what?
What if it's dismissed? They're like, you know what, Alvin Kamara was self-defense in this.
I'm sorry. How was that self-defense?
I don't know. Lawyers make a lot of money to make those cases for these guys.
Okay, and then what? Then they can do what they did to Deshaun Watson and say, all right, okay, maybe.
You break the rules, you break laws,
Yeah.
It shouldn't be easy for you. Like, I don't care if it's a rough process, if the NFL is doling out this or that. Like, then don't be a bad dude.
Thank you. Yes.
I could care less what the NFL comes down on in terms of, oh, how can they do this? How can they do that? Don't find yourself in that situation. There's hundreds of other athletes that aren't going through this right now.
There was a hearing for his battery case delayed until September 29th. To your point, the NFL will likely wait until that's resolved. Not resolved. I mean, he's got a hearing. It's not a trial. It's not. I mean, he's got a hearing. Adam Schefter said there's a real chance that the status of the case is not going to affect his availability this season. Entire season. He could be disciplined, but in terms of this season, he says it looks more and more unlikely. So Alvin Kamara very probably, according to that, is going to play the whole season. Pro Football Talk had previously reported that Kamara was going to get 6 games for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. He's facing a lot of charges. Felony count of battery resulting in substantial bodily harm is the big one. They keep telling me allegedly punching a man at a nightclub. I mean, don't we have video of this?
It's still alleged.
All right. So you just take him, right? I mean, he's one of your top backs then, right? He's a first-round back, right? Was he the 6th guy off the board or something? Kind of what you're looking at?
Yep.
Ish? I mean, does it affect you? Do you care who your running backs are? You have Kareem Hunt and you have Deshaun Watson, and now you can have him. Can you? What's your all character team, so to speak? so to speak. I mean, Kareem Hunt and Deshaun Watson and Alvin Kamara and what? Where do you have him? Jonathan Taylor, everybody's number one back, or are you going?
Obvi.
Is it obvious, or is it Derrick Henry? Is it Christian McCaffrey? Is it that obvious to you?
I would pick.
Just because you live in a Colts household.
Why does it have to be that?
Well,
why isn't he the best running back in the league?
Is it obvious that he? I mean, I see plenty of places where Christian McCaffrey and
I don't trust Christian McCaffrey. I picked
right.
him up every year and he gets hurt.
Yeah. All right. And I'm going to stay away too. Derrick Henry, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's back.
All right. I mean, those are your top three. People love them some Austin Eckler.
They love them. I have him in a keeper league.
Okay. Who's your number one back?
It's Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
I think it's most.
It's in that off. It would have. Derrick Henry, Taylor, Eckler, Henry, McCaffrey.
Taylor, Eckler.
And probably McCaffrey over Henry. Just if you're in a PPR league,
he's got to stay healthy.
I
year,
hope
right?
he does. Like
he's got to stay
in general,
healthy.
not for fantasy football. I hope in general he stays healthy.
He's got to stay healthy.
There's a very good ceiling on the top 10 running backs, and then you got guys that feel good. If you second round, Devontae Williams, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, Saquon Barkley.
So your top 10 would be, as you said, you just told me Taylor, McCaffrey, Henry, and Eckler was 2. Who do you have 2? Eckler 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, so you had Taylor, Eckler, McCaffrey, Henry. I'm going to guess Dalvin Cook's in there.
Yep.
I'm going to
There's
get
Najee
Najee Harris is in
Yep.
there. Joe Mixon, Alvin
Yep.
Kamara.
Yep. You got it.
You got Joe Mixon in there.
Yeah, 9, 10. Guy.
Why? Yeah, and a guy that's the number one running back on a team that won the AFC. Like.
Well, winning the AFC doesn't win your fantasy.
Well, but he was a huge
DeAndre
piece of that.
Swift. I have ahead
Let me
of Joe
see
Mixon.
DeAndre Swift. Yeah, and DeAndre Swift because he can catch the ball too. What do you do with Saquon this year?
That's another one. That's another one.
I see him just outside of the top
RB2.
10 everywhere. So RB2,
Worth the upside in the second round. Maybe even if you go wide receiver in the first round. Looking for a guy that has a high ceiling.
if you go wide receiver in the first round, that's about where you're going to have to go with running back in the second round. That's about what's going to be left, right? It's going to be you're down. You're down to 9 through 14 in running backs when it comes back to you. If you decide to go wide receiver in that first round, which by the way isn't a bad option, if you can get a Jefferson or
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
Kupp's going to be a top 3 pick.
What do you do with Devontae
Fantasy
Adams?
guys.
Brand
You get him
new
at the turn.
situation. You get him at the turn.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I got
Mar
one,
Chase.
I got a
'Cause
one
it's Kupp, Chase, Jefferson. They're going off the board.
I got a one keeper, and I'm keeping Dalvin Cook.
Adams and Diggs will be really good value.
Yeah.
In the first round.
All right, so I look at. It's funny. This isn't where I expected to go. It's fantasy football, but that's fine that we are going here. Hey, so I literally had this conversation yesterday with a guy, and he's like, "So you're a running back guy?" And I said, "Well, I don't. I told you this. I don't ever think you can have too many running backs in fantasy football." And I showed you that team last year where I had like 7 of them, and I ended up with 2 or 3 healthy at the end.
Oh.
No, and that's how it went.
The worst.
I mean, I had Gibson, and I had Swift, and I had Henderson, and I had Javonte Williams. I had like countless. And by the time you hit the end, I mean, I just don't think you can have enough. I think you got to find a stud receiver or two. So I always look for the value in guys who were number 1 running backs on their team. Tell me why Miles Sanders is so undervalued. Is it health?
It's because...
Is it crowded backfield? Am I worried about Boston Scott? Okay.
Miles Sanders is someone that is not a true RB1.
Okay.
So where you're getting him is good value. You're probably getting him 3rd, 4th round.
Salary cap league, $37. I'm not sure I want him that much. I look at that backfield, and so everybody tells me they're going to be way better, which means to me they're going to run. And I'm not sold that I think that Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott are cutting into his time. Like if he's healthy, and that's been the biggest thing on him, but that's every running back. Give me a running back that hasn't been hurt. Running backs get hit, man. Running backs are here. Out of everybody on a football field, running back gets hit more than anybody, right? They have the ball. They are a target hitman with ball. That dude gets hit more than. I mean, if you're carrying it 20-something times a game, you're getting hit 30-something times a game, right? So everybody's got. So you're just not into the Miles Sanders thing, huh?
I think where you're getting Miles Sanders.
Where am I getting
in the third, fourth round? He's probably RB20 in the rankings. So that's one thing you have to take into account. The majority of your people in your fantasy football league are using stock rankings to draft.
No doubt, no doubt.
And so, if you want to have an edge over those other guys in your fantasy football league that think they're smarter than everyone else, you look at where the draft sheet is and go, all right, I know where these guys think everyone should go. You do yourself just a little bit of research. Look at some of the point totals from last year, maybe some target projections, and then jump on those guys before everyone else.
So the guys that you want.
Yeah.
So you got to jump a guy.
Yeah. So like for you, you're a Miles Sanders.
I don't know if I am or not. I'm so
now it's
literally
different
struggling to
because
do I keep him at $37?
Here's the thing with fantasy football too. We're all talking about the same players, but going into a season, we're all handling those players differently. Some people are in a keeper league, you keep one. Some people keep their whole team.
Yeah.
Some people are doing an auction draft.
Yeah.
So that changes the value of these guys based on how you acquire players in your league.
Yeah. What everybody else has. I'm of the
What
firm
about
belief-
taking an Eagles receiver
I'm fine
because
with
of
that.
Miles Sanders?
Well, I think A.J. Brown.
Because of
I
Miles
think,
Sanders.
Like, I'm honestly considering keeping Devontae Smith because I think he has a good year too. I think as the slot guy there with now you got a stud on the outside, I think he gets a bunch underneath yards.
Yeah, his ceiling is higher because of A.J. Brown.
I totally agree with that. Totally.
And I'm not on board with Jalen Hurts can't pass. They're going to run the football a lot. But everyone's saying, did you see what Tampa Bay did to him in the playoffs?
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
So he can't get better because they played a really good football team in the playoffs and got
Well, I don't
rolled
know.
one
Everybody's
year.
making their assumptions on Ryan Tannehill because of one playoff game. They disregard everything he did the last 2 years, and Ryan Tannehill stinks because he had a horrible playoff game. So, I mean, I hear
Ryan
that.
Tannehill has a lot more time in the league than Jalen Hurts.
And he's had a lot more success than Jalen Hurts in the league. A lot more. I don't love Ryan Tannehill. I'm not telling you I think he's great. I'm telling you I watched 2 years of pretty good play from Ryan Tannehill and one really, really, really bad football game, and I get it when it counts, and all of a sudden that's who Ryan Tannehill is. And then they draft Malik Willis. Oh, he should be starting. So what's the difference? I got a bigger sample size on Ryan Tannehill, and you're judging him on a playoff game. I got a
The
smaller
fact that Ryan
size.
Tannehill's been in the league 9 years,
Yeah.
and we're still like, you know what?
He got you to the number
We
one
believe
seed.
Ryan Tannehill, and he fell on his face.
And he fell on his face. He had one really bad game. So
So I'm
does he
trusting
stink?
someone. He doesn't stink, but I'm trusting Jalen Hurts to get better as opposed to someone that's been in there 9 years and he's at his ceiling.
Yeah. Okay, but was his ceiling that is that who he is because he had that bad game? Did he choke? Does he always choke under pressure? He had a bad game in the playoffs. Again, I'm not telling you he's Tom Brady. I just don't know
Which
that
is
I
the
can
whole
accept
point.
the
You can't-
narrative.
I'm not ready to look at Ryan Tannehill and be like, hey, you know what? This guy can go win the game without Derrick Henry. At least a dude going into his third year, I think there's a
Could
higher
get
ceiling
better.
for him as Ryan Tannehill. We know what he is.
So all said and done, who's going to be a better quarterback in the NFL, Ryan Tannehill or Jalen Hurts? They're going
It'll
to
probably
be
end up-
about the same guy.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be about the same guy. All right, 505-246-0610. Didn't expect to
Love
go fantasy
yourself
football.
those AFC South guys.
Who else?
Yeah, you really
Davis
do.
Mills.
You love Davis Mills.
Oh, I love Davis
Ryan
Mills.
Tannehill.
I think Davis
Trevor
Mills
Lawrence.
is good. I do love Trevor Lawrence. though. That's fair. Who else is in the AFC South?
Matt Ryan. Now.
Matty Ice.
Now Matty Ice.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. I'm all about the AFC South.
How about those white guys at the quarterback position?
Well, whatever. I mean, there's plenty of other non-white guys I like as well. I just don't understand
They're so overlooked.
I look at a guy who's had two pretty good seasons, got his team to the AFC Championship game the year prior, and it was the number one seed in the second year, and had a horrible game. No excuses, was bad, and all of a sudden that's who he is. And we just discount the whole body of work. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he's great. I think he's a good quarterback.
Wait,
What?
he's 2-3 in the playoffs, Jeff.
Again,
is
how many people have winning
what
records
he
in the
is.
playoffs? Have you looked at quarterbacks' records in playoffs? What's Jalen Hurts? What's Dak Prescott? What's your boy Herbert? Oh wait, he hasn't been there. But he's way better.
But Tannehill has more
He
time
is.
than them.
He is.
Justin
More
Herbert's
experience.
way better than Ryan Tannehill.
Justin Herbert is.
Yes.
Yeah. No, all right. I'll give you that. 505-246-0610. We can continue going down your players and who you're gonna lift, who you're gonna pick. 505-246-0610. Hey, I got my vehicle. It's time. I got to call on the Spot Automotive Detailing. Monsoons, I may wait through this week because monsoons are coming and then the dust and the dirt and it gets inside. And it's just the end of the summer, man. I've got all that stuff from between golf and road trips and everything. It's time to get my vehicle detailed. I'm going to call on the Spot Automotive Detailing. Have them come out again and detail my vehicle. They come out to the office while I'm working and they're in the parking lot and they wash, wax, clean, between the seats, underneath, under the hood, around the tires, everything that you, A, don't do, and if you do, they do it better. And B, they come to you where and when it's convenient. That's right. Where you are, that's where they will be. Great gift, by the way, if you're looking for a birthday gift or whatever it is. This never fails. People love On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They have ceramic coating. They offer that. They apply it by hand. It is the best way to protect your paint for years to come. Adrian's showing it to you right there on the ProView Networks. If you're watching on the visual medium, thank you for that. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They offer a 10% discount to our military. Book your appointment at 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859 or at otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I've ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
But I mean, you guys just gave me
State your case.
Well, you just gave me. Well, I mean, he's 2-3 in playoffs, and that's not good. And he was really, really bad. But you guys all love Kirk Cousins and Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott. And okay, so yeah, he's 2-3, and they went to the AFC Championship game 2 years ago, and they were the #1 seed last year. Do you know what your boy Kirk Cousins' playoff record is in his career? Do you know?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
He has won 1 playoff game.
And how many losses?
Against the Saints. He's had, 2, 1.
He's 1 and 2.
Francisco,
He's
yeah.
1 and 2. And he's getting paid how much?
Well,
I never said I'm taking Kirk Cousins over Ryan Tannehill and all this. Ryan Tannehill is Jimmy Garoppolo.
He's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. He is.
He completed 8 passes and then 7 passes on their way to the AFC Championship.
He was.
That's
so he's
Jimmy
been in the league
Garoppolo.
for 10 years, so I guess that's. So that's why I wouldn't compare him yet to the most recent guys who've gotten drafted.
Dak Prescott 1 and 3. Lamar Jackson, who's the next guy to break the bank, 1 and 3.
Okay,
Tony
Jeff,
Romo.
Tell me, who are you taking at quarterback? Ryan Tannehill or Lamar Jackson?
Ryan Tannehill.
Really?
No, I'm
not. No, you're not.
Okay.
I'm not, but that's my
6
point.
years. He has 6 years
Jimmy
on Lamar.
Garoppolo.
We'll see what Lamar does in the next couple of years.
Ryan
And the
Tannehill-
landscape has changed for paying people.
I'm taking Tannehill over Garoppolo. I am. I am. They're the same guy, man. This isn't a no-brainer. It's not. And I get Garoppolo's been to the Super Bowl twice. Like once. I get it. All I'm saying is we put everything on playoffs. And I agree with you. Lamar Jackson's better. Kirk Cousins is probably my guy before him. But everything was based on the playoff game with Ryan Tannehill. Everything was based on the playoff game. And he was bad. That's all I'm saying. If we put everything on one playoff game. Well, how did this start with Jalen Hurts, right? Started with the Jalen Hurts conversation. Wow, the Tampa Bay made
his second year.
Tampa Bay made him look horrible in the playoff game. Yeah, they did.
His second year in the league.
I'm not willing to decide what Jalen Hurts is going to be based on that one playoff game. I'm not in his second year in the league. Now, to your point, I got a bigger sample size, and I know, does Jalen Hurts possibly have a higher ceiling than Tannehill? He does. Because we have less sample size and we don't know exactly what it is. He also has a lower floor. Doesn't he?
I don't think he has a lower floor.
He could be worse. He could be better. We'll see. I think he's going to be
I think
better.
the crazy thing
Yeah.
is we're having this conversation. You're right on. Like they could end up being the same exact quarterback.
I think that's where they're going to end up being, by the way. I do. I've just pulled up
The Tannehills of the future.
Well, there's 1,000 of them.
I know.
And here's the thing.
1,000 of them.
2.
Yeah.
And he was a first round pick.
It's very similar to. We don't care as much about the Titans and Ryan Tannehill, but they have played in the worst division in football the last 2 years.
I just heard how good the Colts were last year, and they didn't make the playoffs. They beat the Colts.
No
right?
one said the Colts were good last year. They missed the
Everybody
playoffs.
said the Colts were
No,
good
they did.
last
They said
year.
they're going to be better now with Matt Ryan as quarterback.
They missed the playoffs because they lost to the Jaguars in their last game. And
That's
they
the
fired
point.
their
That's what I
coach.
just said. It's a bad division.
Yeah, I don't know. There were two bad teams. Yeah, there were two of the worst teams in that league were in that division. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Like the Colts have been competitive.
Yeah. But that's 6 games. That's 6 of your 17 games. That's 6 of your 17 games. They got the 1 seed. Like, I mean, can we concede the Titans were good last year? We don't have to say they were champions because they weren't. We don't have to say they were one of the best teams ever. They were the 1 seed in the AFC. And 6 of their 17 games were against that division. That means 11 of them were not. I mean, like give Mike Vrabel a little credit for what he's done there. And they did it without Derrick Henry. Well, Jay, I mean, it's easy to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. Well, what about when he's not there? I mean, give him a little credit. I'm not telling you he's Tom Brady.
Absolutely. They beat Buffalo and Kansas City last year.
Right. I mean, that's pretty good, right?
And the Rams.
Then they lost
They
to
were
the Jaguars.
yeah, that was. They should take more junk for
losing as
that
a 1
playoff
seed.
game with the teams they beat in the regular season. They beat the Rams.
Yeah.
And they got
the
Derrick.
Chiefs.
Didn't they get Derrick Henry
And
back
the Bills.
They got Derrick Henry back at the end. All right, so let me give you this. A 1 seed that gets a bye that loses at home in their first playoff game. That's bad, right?
Tennessee Titans and the Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay freaking Packers scored 3 points. They were in the same scenario, and they're not getting near the heat that Tennessee's getting.
I mean, we're
Yeah, they
kind of
are.
just giving heat right now, but the Green Bay Packers do get the heat.
You think they do?
Yes.
Talk about it all the
Oh
time.
gosh,
Aaron
They
yes.
should.
Oh
They
yes.
should.
All of a sudden,
And
that
for
guy
some
you can't
reason, they
trust.
think they're going to collapse this year, which I think is bonkers.
Well, they're not going to collapse.
No, they're not.
Until January, and then they will because that's what they do. I'm sorry. When I see a pattern, I see a pattern. The Chargers. Green Bay Packers. At home. I mean, I think the Packers have a terrific regular season. Packers are going to win that division. I think the Vikings are going to be right there battling with them, but I think the Packers are going to win that division. I don't know why anybody would think they're not. I don't think the Bears are going to be very good. I think the Lions are going to be better. I think the Lions are better than the Bears. But a 1 seed that gets a game at home and scores 3 points. Oh, and they have one of the greatest quarterbacks I've supposedly ever seen, right? Like, to me, that's more of a fold than losing to the team that went to the Super Bowl. No?
No.
Really? So you think what the
Because going to the
Titans did-
Super Bowl does not change how bad Tennessee was in that game. Does not change the 3 interceptions that Ryan
He was
Tannehill
bad, horrible, stunk. And so somehow that's not as bad as what the Packers did?
threw. It's just as bad.
It's just as bad. I think the Packers are worse. I think the Packers were they're going to the Super Bowl. Everything goes through Lambeau. Aaron Rodgers, scorched earth tour. Look at what they've got. Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers. They got everything at home. Everybody's got to go to the frozen tundra, and they scored 3 freaking points. Lost to Jim Garoppolo. They didn't lose to Joe Burrow. Mr. Swag, the greatest new quarterback ever. I can't believe I'm like Tennessee Titan defender.
Yeah, what is going on?
I don't even know how I got in this position. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. All right, since we're on the NFL, man, I'm looking at this list of quarterback postseason records. Any idea what Tony Romo's postseason record was, by the way?
No.
Not as good as Ryan Tannehill's. 2-4.
By 1 loss.
That's right. That's right, damn it. Alex Smith, 2-5.
Oh, the world
But
is
how
full
far
of
did
Ryan
Tony
Tannehills
Romo
and
go?
Tony Romo's and
Well, but so
Garoppolo
kind of gives you this point of,
Has Tony
how
Romo ever been a 1 seed? Were they ever a 1 seed?
maybe
Yeah.
it just gives you the realization that there were so many good average quarterbacks. That's what Ryan Tannehill is, right?
fine.
That's what Tony Romo was, right?
yes.
Rex Grossman was 2-2. Dante Culpepper was 2-2.
Oh man,
Cordell Stewart. I mean,
those were the days.
right? But I'm just telling you, the NFL is littered. And littered's not the right word. They're stacked historically with good. And there's nothing wrong with being a good NFL quarterback, right? I mean, there's just not that many elites. There's just not that many Montanas and Bradys and Elways and Bradshaws and Mannings and Favre's and Roethlisberger's and Staubach's and Aikman's and Rodgers. Rodgers 11-10. Any idea what Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco's like the highest up there of the marginal quarterbacks. Any idea what his playoff record was?
What?
And it still is because he's still active.
And he's won a Super Bowl.
And he's won a Super
He had
Bowl.
that Super Bowl, so that's at least 3 or 4 wins right there.
You're right.
It's probably pretty good.
10-5.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Is that a better winning percentage than Kurt Warner's 9-4? It is not. Kurt Warner's 9-4. Russell Wilson 9-7. Donovan McNabb, Jim Kelly 9-8. Drew Brees 9-9.
All won Super Bowl.
Jim Plunkett 8-2 in the postseason. 8-2. That's Eli.
Oh gosh, 2 Super Bowls.
Eli. 8-4 in the playoffs.
Wow.
That's right.
Those 2 Super Bowl runs.
Better than Dan Marino's 8-10. Johnny Unitas 6-2. This is pretty fascinating stuff to me. All right, 505-246-0610. Hawaii's Pene Pavea coming up at 9 o'clock.
I can't wait for these emails.
That's right. You know that there's a officer shortage, right? I know you do. You know that there's a property crime issue. I know you know that as well. Can I suggest you call International Protective Service, IPS? They protect my home. They protect hundreds of homes and businesses throughout our community, keeping them safe, protecting what's important to you, protecting what you've worked so hard to build. IPS offers so many wonderful things. And for me, look, my alarm's gone off when I've been out of town. They're there within 5 to 7 minutes. They're checking everything out. There was the time where my brother left the garage door open in the middle of the night. They're sitting there, they patrol the house, making sure nothing happens, nobody gets in, nothing gets stolen until somebody comes down. They pick up packages off the curb, off of the porch when I'm gone. They come by twice a day. Like, IPS is a big deal for me and my family, for my neighbors now who use International Protective Service. For about $5 a day, you can have private security. Whether it's highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols, whatever it is, give a call and find out how it works for you, because I think it'll work for you. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420, or go online and learn about them at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it, we smash it.
Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quiet.
All right. If you compare Cousins, this is from Edward, Cousins and Romo's career stats, they're very comparable. Almost exact in many regards. Pretty interesting stuff. Peyton Manning had a losing record at the playoffs with his 8 first-round losses, most as a favored higher-seeded team until that amazing Bronco defense won the last 3 playoff games in Super Bowl to make his overall playoff record 14-13. He said Tannehill and Garoppolo have both had better careers than Tony Romo. Maybe. I don't know that I think that's wrong. I mean, Garoppolo went to a Super Bowl, right? All right, 505-246-0610. Jerry Kill was with us at 7:15, as he will be on Tuesdays. Today's Tuesday, right? Moving forward. So, got a response to that from Jason. Jerry Stone Cold Killer. Ooh, see what he did there.
Ooh, I like it.
Good morning, OD. Appointment listening, 7:30 a.m. on Tuesday. It is for this Aggie fan.
7:50.
Yeah, make that 7:15 or you're going to be late. 7:15 for Jerry Kill. He continues. So the interesting thing for me is Coach Kill has attributes from two coaches who I respect very much in Aggie history and are arguably two of the three most successful coaches in Aggie recent history, Tony Samuel and Jim Hess. First, the Samuel angle is this. Be physical, tackle well, block well, run the ball effectively. The Jim Hess angle is the straight shooter, not going to sugarcoat things for the fans. Funny, I read that line aloud and couldn't read it without a southern drawl. It's probably true. And wanting the team to be football savvy. Coach Kill is refreshing and right for the right guy for the Aggie job. Time will tell if that translates into wins, but he's a breath of fresh air that Aggie football needs, and more importantly, the fan base needs. It's going to be interesting in looking at that schedule. It's possible the Aggies could win 4 games, lose to the Lobos and Miners, and the narrative would be the season is not very successful for some. The statement, we're recruiting for Conference USA, may have flown under the radar for some, but it's a very telling statement when it comes to this year for Aggie football and the focus for Jerry Stone Cold Jerry and his crew. Crimsonly Jason. P.S. Question for A. Marie. What are the number of wins odds for New Mexico and New Mexico State football? Something tells me I should bet the over on both. New Mexico was like 2.5, right?
I'm going to look up the current.
Yeah, we'll do those next week, by the way. We're
that'll
going
be
to do our
fun.
over-unders. I think he hit on something here where Jerry said we're recruiting for, going to Conference USA. I didn't fly under the radar for you and me. And that's what makes this year, I don't want to say a throwaway because it's not, but puts it into perspective certainly for me, right?
Yeah, even
and
if they're recruiting for next year regardless, because you only had a certain amount of time, brand new staff comes in, you're just trying to keep what you want around, get some transfers. Of course, everyone is immediately eligible, and then your coaching staff, and as Jerry Kill said, there's a lot of older coaches on this staff, so they already have the connections, and you start saying, all right, this is what we're targeting next year, freshman class, here we go.
There's also, it's a really interesting schedule to me. And I know Jerry wanted to get one of those 3 games. They got 3 money games. They've got Minnesota, Wisconsin, and what's the one at the end? They've got Missouri. And I think global fans, like, those are the ones we want, right? Not Wisconsin, but you want to play Minnesota or Missouri, right? Get paid. I think he wanted the Wisconsin game off, and he had something lined up. They just couldn't get out of the
Those
contract.
are the ones I would like to see every once in a while.
Missouri. Minnesota.
You got your LSU's, USC, Notre Dame locked in. Arizona next year, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. So I look at this, and you tell me, all right, Lamar is a FCS team. UMass is like you, an independent. You've got 4 Mountain West teams, Hawaii, San Jose State, and New Mexico and Nevada. You've got 2 Conference USA teams, FIU and UTEP, and an independent. Look, if you could replace the Wisconsin game and only play 2 of these money games with another Conference USA team, someone who looks more like you, and right now I get it. Not many people in New Mexico State. I know where they've been. But you feel better going up against a Nevada who's rebuilding, FIU, UMass, Lamar, even New Mexico, San Jose State, UTEP, Hawaii, than you do Minnesota, Wisconsin, Missouri, right? But for the state of this program, and I know Jerry came into this.
How do you think you're getting a new practice field?
Yeah.
How do you think you're air conditioning in certain buildings?
How do you think women's soccer is going on the road and playing their program?
Yeah.
I mean, it's what it is. And, I think Mario was trying, but I've had some of these conversations in the offseason with them, and Jerry has been very clear. He didn't want to play all 3 of these games. This is what he came into. He didn't. Well, let me. That's not right. To say he doesn't want to play them, he'd rather not have 3 power conference road games on the schedule. I mean, you're saying go out, you get paid to win games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here, go to Minnesota, go to Wisconsin, go to Missouri. I mean, you kind of feel like you're 0-3 to start, don't you?
You do.
And now you got to go 6-3 against the rest of your schedule to get bowl eligible. And it's going to be tough. Now, can they beat some of these teams? Absolutely, they can. I'd like to see what they look like. I'm really looking forward to see what New Mexico State looks like a week from Saturday. Are they a year away, 2 years away? Probably. But, man, when he says, look at that schedule, I got to go. He gets Nevada, who was a bowl team last year, and then he's on the road until September 24th. That's his only September home game is September 24th. I mean, that's a tough schedule. I get it. All right, speaking of Hawaii, Penei Pavea is going to be with us. Hawaii will be in Las Cruces on September 24th to play New Mexico State. 9 o'clock this morning, conversation with Hawaii's Penei Pavea, a young man who I think you're going to really enjoy the conversation, a Samoan young man, talks about growing up in Samoa and how grateful he is to be playing college football, and a little bit about the Hawaii culture and what they're going through there with the coaching change. That's at 9 o'clock. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
We smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own.
Another edition of JJ Buck's Get Off My Lawn.
Love it.
Jeff, it's 2022. You think they could invent a soft drink dispenser that doesn't spit 6 ounces of drink and 6 ounces of foam into your cup? And then you're standing there for 5 minutes waiting for the foam to go down because with these inflated prices, you don't want to walk away with a cup only half full of the good stuff. It's from Jeremy. Thank you. Do you have that issue? Can't remember the last time I filled up a soda fountain. I'm not going to lie. But okay, they got to figure that out. Then you're standing there and the dude behind you is like, hey, hurry up. Let's go.
Can we get less foam from our soda fountain?
Please. Yeah. Omar's in on, he says, New Mexico State equals Dallas Cowboys. Ooh. Dallas Cowboys face Tampa Bay, Cincinnati, and Ramette all in the first 5 weeks. It's all about survival getting the second half of our schedule, where the NFL's most complete franchise should be able to do some damage. New Mexico State opens up with Nevada, Minnesota, UTEP, and Wisconsin. It's about getting through the first few weeks. Okay. I don't know if that's exactly equal, if it equates, if they're synonymous, but okay. Tiger Woods going to meet with PGA players today. Carl says PGA doesn't need Tiger Woods' mouth. Jeff, they need Tiger Woods to announce the next time we'll see him on the court. Best way for the PGA to turn back LIV is to have a product worth watching, and a big part of that is a competitive Tiger Woods. It's from Carl. Carl, Tiger Woods is 46, reconstructed and broken. I don't know that you're ever going to see a competitive week in and week out Tiger Woods. So if you're waiting, if the PGA, and I don't believe they think this, but you do, if the PGA's plan to save the PGA is to get Tiger Woods back healthy and competitive every week, then the PGA is dead. If that's their plan, and it's not, by the way. Am I mistaken?
You're not.
I mean, there's no other way that goes. If that, in fact, is what you think needs to happen. But that's not it. But it's going to be interesting to hear what comes out of it and what the players say. If you are, so you brought up Tony Finau earlier. Tony Finau's won a bunch of late. He's in contention for the FedEx Cup. I think Cameron Smith's already made up his mind. I think Cameron Smith is gone. But you're any of these guys, Justin Thomas, Xander Schauffele, any of these guys that are around making good money on the PGA Tour. You love the history of the game and you're dedicated to it, and you kind of feel, I don't know, what's keeping you there? History tugging at you? Tradition? And then
I'm sure some of the guys do like the schedule, even though it's a lot of golf tournaments. They're professional golfers.
They pick which ones they want, though. They pick which ones they want.
And so it's easy for the top of the PGA Tour, those guys, to be more solid. Now, that Tiger Woods stepping up is the right thing to do.
I agree.
Because he believes in the PGA Tour. It's going to rally support. People are like, yeah, let's go. But no one is going to lose their mind anymore because we've gotten past where the money's coming from. You can keep screaming that all you want. The checks are cashing, the money's in the bank.
Be interesting to hear what he has to say. When we come back, Panay Pavea, Hawaii's linebacker. I think you're going to enjoy this. Young man grew up in Samoa playing Division I college football. It's coming up next on the opening drive at 95.9 FM at AM 610. The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta, and JJ Buck.
We continue our tour through the Mountain West Conference, getting ready for football season. Coaches and players telling their stories, and not a lot of X's and O's, if that's your thing, and I don't think most of you it is. I don't know that you care which defense Hawaii runs, but it's kind of fun to learn about Timmy Chang and their new head coach and how he got there. And I think you're going to enjoy this conversation. Jeff, JJ, this might have been the surprise to me of our 2 days at Media Day. Panay Pavea.
It was a really eye-opening, good conversation.
Young man who has become a really, really good linebacker at Hawaii. He's graduated already, and growing up in American Samoa and what he had, what he didn't have, and how much this young man appreciates playing college football. Here's our conversation with Hawaii linebacker Panay Pavea.
Hawaii has had a interesting offseason off the field. Panay Pavea is a linebacker at Hawaii, is one of the guys who stayed. In fact, has been there a while, had an interception in the New Mexico Bowl in Frisco, Kirky, a few years ago. Good to see you. How you living?
Doing good, doing good. Blessed to see another day.
Yeah, interesting offseason. I don't know what the word is for you guys. You go through a coaching change. There was a lot of off-field drama with who was it going to be. Timmy Chang comes in. As a player who stayed and sat through all the defections and everybody going, how do you come out the other side when you look at the program? Where's your football team?
I've been on the team since 2017. This is my 4th coaching staff, so this isn't anything new to me. But for the new guys who never went through this, we just tell them whatever Coach Timmy, gives us, you just gotta buy in, 110%. Because if you're just 1 foot in, 1 foot out, nothing's gonna work out. But if you just buy in and trust, the process and what he's actually trying to teach us, then we should be good.
Panay, as you're going through it all, and I'm not going to ask you, who you wanted, but when players are coming and going, what was it for you? Why was it the right place for you to stay? Did you consider leaving? And how was it for you when you're watching everything be so fractured?
At the end of the day, I feel like everything happens for a reason. I've been praying on it a lot, and I felt as if the Lord was telling me something, like I should belong here. And I stayed, through everything, even the past coaching staffs. It's just a part of the plan.
You're in an interesting part of the world in Hawaii, and they bring back Timmy, who is a legend.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And how's the transition been? Because you said you got to buy in. Has everybody bought into what Timmy's doing?
Oh, yes, sir. It's been amazing. Coach Chang came in and, just brought a different kind of passion, energy, and, it's just good to feed off that because, he leads by example, and he knows what success is,
Right.
Like with the success that he had on the field and, in his life, he knows what it takes, for a team to, go all the way. And you know, I feel like once everybody starts, even though we're expecting new guys too, I think this week actually, you know, and you know, once we get them on board, you know, we'll be one step ahead again.
Vinay Pavihi's with us, Hawaii's linebacker on the opening drive.
So you're from American Samoa. What was growing up like for you with you and your family, and the ability, you know, once you got the opportunity to play college, to be in Hawaii and, you know, be a chance to be somewhat close to home?
A lot of people growing up, they would either, you know, majority of the people want to join the military. You know, that's their ticket, most people's ticket, you know, off the island. And I was fortunate enough to get an athletic scholarship, you know, my junior year to University of Hawaii. It's crazy because it's a full circle, because I met Coach Timmy in 2016 in Nevada when I went for my visit. You know, and just him eventually becoming my head coach, you know, everything just goes full circle. And growing up back home, I can't explain it. When people ask me how it's like, I said, you just got to go experience it for yourself. Like, people ask if it's like Hawaii, this and that. It's, for me, coming from Samoa to Hawaii, it was definitely a culture shock. Because when I came, I didn't really speak good English when I first came to the mainland, to Hawaii. And, you know, it's just everything, you know, we have limited resources, but, you know, gravel on the field, you know, everybody shares helmets. Sometimes people cut slippers, use it as knee pads. You know, it's just, some people don't even have cleats, like we have to share cleats or, you know, stuff like that. And most of our uniforms or our gear is usually like shipped down from the mainland from teams that, you know, don't use them no more.
They're done with it, yeah.
So I had the same helmet, same shoulder pads since the 8th grade. So, I mean, not the helmet, my head got bigger.
And your hair got longer.
Yeah, my hair got longer. But, you know, it's been a blessing. You know, it molded me into the man I am today. I'm grateful for everything, you know. That's why when I came to Hawaii, they was giving me cleats and shoes, gear. I'm like, I thought this was heaven. You know, I was getting free stuff. And, you know, a couple years ago, I didn't know where my next pair of cleats would come from. And, yeah.
It sounds like that's why you stayed. You're loyal. You realize how good you've got it. And obviously, you feel a sense of gratuity. You're grateful for everything Hawaii's done for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, and with that, now you look ahead to this opportunity, the work that you've put in. What are the expectations for yourself this year? What do you want to see from yourself on that football field that goes along with, you know, the team being good?
You know, of course, I want to top, you know, the previous season that I had before. But my best season I had so far was 2018, my sophomore year. And then I tore my ACL in 2019, the Wednesday before the first game. But then expectations for me is just to, you know, lead this team as far as I can. And, you know, just perform to the best of my abilities, you know, represent my family well, you know, and just play in a way that my family will be proud of me, and especially the Lord as well. And, yeah, hopefully, you know, football is a long-term thing for me, you know, after my senior year. And we'll see what goes from there.
Vinay Pavihi is with us. Just a few more minutes, the Hawaii linebacker.
And you're looking at, you know, what your future holds. How much do you just look at yourself from the kid that stepped on campus as a freshman at Hawaii to right now? What do you think you've grown the most, whether it's on or off the field?
I'll say being more vocal. If you was to ask 17-year-old Panay, he would not say a word right now. And that's where my mom's been trying to, you know, get me. Because my mom did all the talking for me back home. You know, when we came up for my visit in Hawaii, she did all the talking for me. I was just over there quiet. But then she told me when I left, like, I'm going to eventually have to step up for myself, you know, speak on my own behalf. And I feel like that's what I grew in the most, you know, it's just being more vocal.
But here's this young man who wasn't vocal, who you said barely spoke English. And now, not only are you a vocal leader, you're speaking, they bring you to media day.
Right.
Like I mean, honestly, think of the irony there isn't lost. Did you ever think that way? That probably never crossed your mind.
No, not at all. I'm grateful that they, you know, they picked me and Michael Vanterpool to come represent, you know, the university and the state of Hawaii. And yeah, this is so surreal that I can't find the words for it. But I'm excited.
Is Samoa? We were talking to Coach Chang yesterday, and he basically, when he says recruiting locally, American Samoa is almost locally recruiting for Hawaii.
Yes, sir.
Do you follow Hawaii football when you're growing up in Samoa?
No, I did not, because they didn't really show their games on the TV back home. It was mostly like the big schools or the NFL.
Yeah. Lastly, your first interception. I mean, in the New Mexico Bowl against Houston. Walk me through it. What happened?
So I had a loop to the inside to the. I was supposed to go from C gap to A gap, but one of our players took my gap, and then I ended up in the backside B gap, and then we just got Wuda. Dewan Matthews, number 92 at the time. He just seen a quarterback about to throw the ball. He just put his hand up, and then just flew right into my hands. Yeah.
That was early momentum.
I almost dropped it. I had the glare in my eyes.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
The sun in your eyes?
Yeah.
But
I
you
almost
didn't.
dropped it. I almost dropped it.
It was a good day. Winning's fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Congratulations on everything you've done, and have fun this year.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I think it's crazy. So much of what you just heard right there, right? The young man growing up, where he grew up, and is it kind of refreshing to hear somebody really thankful, really grateful for what he has, realizing how good he has it, playing college football, getting an education, getting his own shoulder pads. I don't know. I just found it insanely refreshing.
It is. And that's, a guy that you hope not just what he's going to get out of being able to go to school, have this opportunity, but with things that are opening up. It's one of those players that can take advantage of it because, a lot of these guys aren't going to get that next opportunity after this. So if you do have the ability to maximize yourself in the moment, that's what you want to see.
It's yeah, and watching young men grow. He didn't speak the language when he got to Hawaii. JJ, I don't know how many guys we've talked to over the years that English was their second language, right? That you bring a guy, that's not his native tongue, and he's at Media Day and talking to all these people. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. That was really kind of maybe the surprise of Media Day for us. Who we got tomorrow? We'll continue as we go through our tour of the Mountain West Conference and get you ready for football season.
Oof. I don't know if they're going to be any good. I don't know about this team.
What's that?
They're always, the underdog. Not very big, not very strong.
Air
Troy
Force?
Calhoun.
Oh, Air Force. Yeah. he really,
oh, Jeff, I don't know.
He really
We're just
couldn't. He didn't play that card this year, did he?
It's like, well, we're young and we gotta get better. We only win like 10 games, but
Yeah.
hey.
Troy, Air Force's coach. It's kind of been his MO. Not this year. He knows they're pretty good. All right, 505-246-0610. It's yours the rest of the way. Reset at the top. I'll reset everything we've been talking about, but we're going to get into the NFL stuff. Brett Favre says he had how many concussions? Rams running backs are wait, what's going on? They were really deep. So we'll get into some of that when we get back. Hey, if you're in business, and you're all in business, you know how important it is to have your computers and your network and your remote access up and running and reliable every single day. ABQ IT knows that most business owners want just three things. They want to know that their systems will work, that their systems are secure, and they want to know how much it's going to cost at the end of the month. ABQ IT created this business model, and it's got your business in mind. So here's what they do. They will monitor your computers and your network. They'll keep everything operating. They will watch for any activity that's malicious, protect your operation, and most of all, maybe best of all, they'll do it with one predictable price so you know what you're paying. You don't get several bills, one from your internet provider and one from a cybersecurity company and another when you buy new equipment. ABQ IT does it all at one cost. There's no hourly rate, no labor billing, no hidden fees, no out-of-scope charges. Your rate will be predictable, and it won't change. So what does that mean? Like you say, well, Jeff, one month I need more service. That's okay. It's one rate, and they will upgrade your equipment. So your equipment, your computers, everything not only will be secure, but will be up to date and your business will be moving at optimum speed and efficiency. Business owners, take the time, get a free assessment from ABQIT, and you won't have to worry about computer problems ever again. Visit them online. It's abq-it.com. That's abq-it.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit CarCrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
So how many concussions do quarterbacks get? And I don't know that we're going to know how many guys back in the day had. Brett Favre at one point in his career played in 297 straight games. Brett Favre was the Iron Man of the National Football League, right? Couldn't get him out. Still stands. It's an NFL record. Still stands. Iron Man streak. Brett Favre did an interview recently with Bubba the Love Sponge, and he was asked, "How many concussions did you suffer in your career?" Have you guys seen this? Do you know the answers? Have you seen the story?
No.
So he's guessing.
How many concussions did you suffer in your career? Yeah. What do you think he said?
10.
You say 10?
Sure.
Yeah. All right, that's a fair number.
You say 14?
So it's a really interesting answer. He says, quote, "The thing about concussions is we still don't know a lot about them. If you'd have asked me this 10 years ago, how many concussions I had, I'd have said 3. The reason I would have said 3, I thought concussions were where you get knocked out, where you black out for a period of time, don't know where you are, memory loss, dizzy. A boxer gets knocked out and tries to get up, his legs are rubber. That's a concussion." Now he thinks he suffered over 1,000. Quote, "What we know now is concussions happen all the time. You get tackled, your head hits the turf, you see the flashes of light or ringing in your ears, but you're able to play." Based on that, thousands. Had to be. Because every time my head hit the turf, there was ringing or stars going, flash bulbs, but I was still able to play. End quote. So he thinks he averaged 50 concussions a year.
That's insane.
No, I don't think that's probably right either. Now, maybe one, I mean, could he have had a concussion and then kept getting hit and bouncing his head off the ground? I don't know. Right? But more than 3, less than 1,000 would probably be the answer. Is that probably right? I mean, I don't even know how to answer that, but I'm reading this and it's startling. It's startling. He says that's what's frightening about the concussion thing. It's the ones that seem minor that do the damage because you're able to play and keep going. And still today, there's probably guys that have them and they're like, "I'm not going out." And I guarantee you that's right. And they're monitoring it so closely, but you can never, I mean, guys are going to have to take themselves out. I've told you, and everybody's heard stories about Tony Dorsett. And we spent some time with Tony. This was probably, 6-7 years ago now. And he was talking about the ramifications of playing with concussions. How old's Brett Favre? He's got to be mid-50s? Right?
Yes.
I don't know how lucid he is. I don't know what he feels every day. But he says he's been pushing to keep kids away from...
52.
Is that what he is? Okay. He's been pushing to keep kids away from tackle football until they turn 14. I just think it's that conversation's really, really amazing to me. I read Merrill Hodge's book on concussions, and he thinks it's he's got his own thoughts on that, and I know you don't agree with a lot of it.
Well, I think it's,
and his career ended on concussions.
Yeah, it's these are, you listen because these are people that have experienced it. They played it at the highest level. But there's also a sense that, I think some people get that they get so defensive about football.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, they think concussions are going to scare everyone away, and it's like, it's not. Like, look at this, still the youth football, high school football, college, like, it's still the most popular game. I think it's okay to address maybe ways to be safer at times, especially in practice.
Well, we're seeing all those waffle...
What they're wearing.
Yeah.
Like, you get to a game, you're going to get injured. You have 250-pound human beings flying at each other. Bad things are going to happen. But managing it in practice, being smart when it happens, is not going to kill the game of football or make it soft.
The concussion conversation is going to continue. And I don't think anybody's got an issue with wanting to make it safer. There's inherent... Look, we do things voluntarily. We all do. That there's a risk factor, right? our law enforcement signs up for their job knowing that there's a risk factor. Our military signs up knowing that there's a risk factor. Our athletes, certainly in that sport, sign up understanding that there's a risk factor to it. If you jump out of an airplane, you paraglide, you lift weights, whatever you do, right? There's different degrees of risk to it. And so those who are playing football are playing football understanding that there's a risk to it. Now, does that make it okay? Does that mean you don't want to make it more safe? No, of course we do. We have come up with bulletproof vests, for instance, for our law enforcement to mitigate the risk, right?
I don't know if I was talking to Robert on the phone. He didn't want to get on air. He said the average footballer lives between 53 and 59. He just wanted to pass that along to you.
Is that right?
I don't know. He just wanted to give that to you.
So what does that mean? The average football, like the pro football player?
He said it quickly and had to go, but
yeah, I guess I would need more context on that. Does that mean the average pro football player or somebody who played high school football? Because I think the other piece of this is I think he played 12 years in the NFL, or he only played 3 years there. Yeah, but they played their whole lives. And you take some of the old school guys, man, and pick what your age you think old school is, where you were doing two-a-days and knocking heads your whole life, right? Oh, by the way, the equipment wasn't nearly as good. Have you compared helmets? So we keep helmets at our office at New Mexico Bowl from teams from 2000. Every team, we've got their helmet, the matchup. And I don't know, sometime over the summer, it was a few months ago, we pulled the helmet from 2006 and the helmet from last year. So, JJ, that's 16 years. You could, and I'm not an expert in this, but you could just hold these two helmets and look at the difference in technology in the last 16 years. Go back beyond 2006. Go back to the 80s and 90s and 70s and what the helmets were like. You start thinking about it. It's relatively crazy. But to your point, the game's going to go on. People still love the game. People still love playing the game, and I think they understand there's an inherent risk to it. What you can do when your kid says, I want to play football? I mean, you don't have to answer that.
Yeah, I think it just depends on what he wants to do, what drives him. I don't know. I haven't decided the exact age where I'm like, all right, he wants to get into tackle football. Start playing that.
Yeah. Robert, good morning to you.
Hey, so if they wanted to really cut back on concussions, they should de-weaponize the helmets and go back to leather, because then people would be way less likely to lead with their head.
I just don't buy that because, and I've heard that a lot. I just, first of all, the athletes are so fast, so strong. I think it does more good. I don't know that people are leading with their head as much, and your head's got to go somewhere, Robert. I mean, you've got to protect your head the best you can. You can lead with your shoulder all you want, and the head's, I mean, you can't take your head out of play, and you're going to get hit. Let's protect them as much as they can and teach better technique. I hear that a lot, and I just don't buy it.
And I do know in the pros that it's getting way less likely because they are penalizing and fining for leading with the head. And they even have a replay officials this year that are actually watching and will fine them after games anytime that they think that they led with their head. So I know that that'll probably cut back on it even more.
Yeah, I don't love that either. We got to teach better technique. But like I said, Robert, your head's got to go somewhere, right? I mean, you got to keep your head up. But you can lead, do it the right way, lead with your shoulder, and the man you're tackling or he's moving fast too, and your head hits first and you get penalized. I don't love it, and there's no easy way to adjudicate this other than understand, look, there's inherent risks. Let's teach the proper technique and try to minimize it, but we're going to have injuries, man. In this game, we're going to have injuries. So, all right, appreciate you. Thanks.
Well, thank you very much.
What do you think of that, JJ? Because
I want to know what injuries weren't happening when they were wearing leather helmets. Yeah. That's worse.
Yeah, of course.
Do you realize that people were dying playing the game of football when it started?
So,
like when they invented football and they didn't have any protection, but even when they started to say, hey, let's wear a leather skull cap on my head, that people were dying playing this game. So removing helmets does not make these players safer when they're going at those speeds.
Yeah.
Then it's not football because people aren't going to want to tackle each other. They're going to want to hit someone full speed.
So the theory is that if you are less protected, you would be less likely. You'll protect yourself and not rely on the equipment, and
You
won't
can't
lead with
tackle
your head.
people.
And
Can you imagine
no,
what football would look like if they're wearing leather helmets
I just
at the line of scrimmage?
And there are people who really believe that, are fighting for that. But the theory is, well, you'll protect yourself. Well, your head has got
Okay
to go
with
somewhere.
broken jaws and the amount of teeth that you're going to lose, the amount of times your nose is going to be broken when you get punched in the face by a lineman. Like, does any of that click in your head? All you're thinking about is a wide receiver catching a football and getting hit by a safety. What is that defensive end supposed to do when he gets off the line and the lineman just punches him right in the face, blocking him?
Yeah.
And he's on the ground and his nose is
It's a bad
shattered.
idea. It's a bad
Like,
idea.
there's nothing that when I hear that idea,
and you've heard it, right?
And I'm like, well, where's that coming? Football was not safer when they're in leather helmets. People were dying when they were playing the game.
No, there's no sane argument to that, other than, and I don't think it's a sane argument. Well, they'll protect themselves. They won't lead with their head. Well, first of all, I don't know that's totally true. And secondly, how many of these head injuries, how many head-to-head collisions are non-intentional? You're not leading with your head. Guys, your head's got to go somewhere. You're dropping down to make a tackle. A guy leaps and kicks you with his head or knees you in the head, or he moves to the left or you move to the right and your head hits first or your head hits second. There's no way to convince me you're better off going back to old school leather helmets. I just think.
I love it. One player admitted back in the day, we're talking 1900s, the birth of football.
Yeah.
He taped thick magazines around his shins
Hmm.
to prevent damage from cleats.
Yeah.
While other players sewed pillows together to create the first form of shoulder pads.
See, it's
But yet we want them to wear leather helmets and run around at each other.
505-246-0610. I mean, we could have this
Like, I understand
conversation.
it's out. I'm not trying to be like, I don't know where the leather helmet people.
It's a bad idea.
Like, what was safer about the game when the players were dying and the president, at that time Theodore Roosevelt, had to come together to save the game of football because everyone's like, this sport is deadly. Like, what are we doing here?
but we
Like,
love
and
it.
football was played because they wanted to prepare young men for war. They're like, oh, this will help you when you enlist.
But we love it.
And we want to go back to leather helmets?
Yep. All right, back to the phones when we get back. 505-246-0610. I want to tell you about Kirtland Federal Credit Union and how they'll help you reach your financial goals, whatever your goals happen to be. It's banking made easy with online banking and bill pay, so you could bank at home. Whatever it is, you wake up in the morning, you wake up in the middle of the night, you can pay your bills, you can access, transfer, whatever you got to do. They are incredibly secure. In a dangerous world for your money, does Kirtland Federal Credit Union, the highest, best technology to monitor your accounts, protect you from fraud and theft. Mobile banking, 30,000 nationwide ATMs. So with the CU Anytime Network or the Co-op Network, you're always close to your money. E-statements, you sign up and receive your monthly statements conveniently in online banking. It's faster than traditional paper statements. And, of course, the Independence debit card, the little red card, backed by the Go Anywhere, Buy Anything power of Visa, offering you exclusive purchase rewards in your online banking account. What can they do for you? Stop by any Kirtland Federal Credit Union branch or go online at kirtlandfcu.org. That's kirtlandfcu.org. Membership eligibility required. See your representative for complete details.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit CarCrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
It's not guys going head to head, but it's getting a knee, like you said earlier, a knee, a wild elbow, you know, arms, body's going everywhere. But these guys just don't like them because, you know, it throws off the dynamics of how they're used to playing.
Interesting. Hey, Phil, how's your son feel about Zach Wilson's injury?
It's pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal. Yeah, I mean, you know, they just got to keep battling. That's all you can do. Next man up.
Next man up. All right, Phil, don't be a stranger. Appreciate the call.
Thanks, man.
See you. No, the head injury thing, and there is a difference between getting your bell rung and a concussion. So to Brett Favre's point, every time he saw stars, he probably didn't get a concussion. I'm going to guess the number is between 3 and 1,000.
I think it's something that, in practice, if you use them at certain points, it makes sense. And for a professional athlete, I think you're strong enough that you're going to be able to adjust to that. And I think Robert Saleh, he's the one that talked about it too, about the Jets head coach. He doesn't want to overuse them. But I don't think there's anything wrong with there's certain parts of practice where if it's not a full contact practice, all right, put them on just in case, play it safe, and then we're going to be hitting each other.
Nothing wrong with precaution. There really isn't. Hello, Rudy.
Good morning. I don't know where I come down on all of that, but I do know that if you can make the game safer, that's what you try to do. And, I read a really interesting book about the building of the big house in Michigan, and they spent a lot of time talking about just how brutal the game was before Theodore Roosevelt stepped in and they started to try to make some changes to the game. But there was probably a death every weekend in college football back then.
What'd you tell me, JJ? In 1900-something, there were 18 deaths in football?
1905.
1905, 18 players died. Yeah.
Well, and that was when there was no passing either. So everything was about collision and, trying to maul somebody to get a yard. The forward pass changed the game a lot. But two reasons I called today. Number one, if you haven't seen the Pay It Forward that Brandon Ortega did at Valley High School about Viking Closet, watch it. And there's their alum, Danny Gonzalez, doubling down on the gift. And I just think that's what Danny's done for this community is he's really stepped up and said, I'm important to you, you're important to me. And I think that hopefully that's going to resonate. So the final thing is, there's a lot of people out there that listen to your show that probably have never even been to a Lobo football game. Go to one maybe this year. Just make the commitment to go to one. And if you don't like it and you think it's a drag, don't go back. But I wonder how many of your callers have never even been or have been to maybe one football game in the last 10 years. Danny's trying to change things, and what is the final piece of the puzzle is fans showing up. That's the final piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, that and winning, Rudy. That and winning.
Yeah, but, Jeff, for years the Cubs didn't win nothing.
That's right.
And they had support. So, we've been through this, and, everybody wants to win. Who wants to lose? But at some point, I think if we can just give these kids a little more than they've seen, who knows if that's the difference? Maybe another 1,000 people in the stands making noise is the difference between winning and losing a game at University Stadium. Yeah. So I'm just encouraging people to just put the past behind you and forget about it and focus on these kids and focus on what they're trying to do for this community. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Right on. Thank you, Rudy. Be well.
Thank you.
See you. Joseph, good morning to you.
Hey, so I wanted to talk about the concussion that you guys were talking about. If they have the leather helmets, I think there'll be more concussions if they bring that back, because I don't think those would have more padding of what they're using right now.
No, the leather helmet's a bad idea. Just a bad idea. And I think it's a vocal minority. I don't think by any means there's a real push to it that it's being considered with any seriousness. There's a theory out there that if you put them in leather helmets, less protection, that the players will protect themselves because they won't be so careless. And I think it's realized by everybody who's sane and thinking this through that it's a bad idea. It's not a threat to happen.
No, I don't think so. And maybe they can find either more padding on it or develop something that they can use.
Yeah, and look, Joseph, and I appreciate your call. Thank you. There's been a lot of technology growth. I've been, and I've told you this when I come back from some of these Football Bowl Association meetings, where we've had helmet manufacturing companies introducing their latest technology and showing why this is an advance over the last. And again, you guys come by the office, not all of y'all, but you two can, and take a look at the helmet from last year and the helmet from 2006. And you could see, I mean, it doesn't take a genius just to look at this and go, wow. I mean, you could see the technology in the last 16 years. Guys, this whole leather helmet thing, I mean, it's cute. It's a nice conversation. It's not going to happen. Nobody who's got any
clout, any juice in this is thinking, oh, yeah, let's go back to leather helmets. Nobody.
If you want to see 10 of your 11 starters, the broken nose and possible broken jaw at the end of the game.
And you can stop with the, well, rugby where shorts are, okay, it's a totally different game. Yeah, it's a physical game, and they take guys to the ground, but it's a totally, totally different game. Well, not really, Jeff. There's a ball that kind of looks like it. And, no. And they don't have that issue. Well, see, then you should go to a no helmet. Okay. All right. 505-246-0610. Wrap you up, get you up to date on everything that happened whilst we've been on the air, and we come back on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Jerry.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Sports Animal.
Football is football. Very dangerous sport. You're not taking the risk out of athletics. You're not taking the risk out of certain things. You're accepting the risk when you're playing football, even at the lowest levels. But I'm all for, maybe if they're uncomfortable, but wearing those practice caps in practice, doing what you can to mitigate some head injuries, knowing that on Sunday there's going to be a lot. But Jeff,
JJ,
football is football.
Thank you, Mike Bobo. I heard you say that yesterday, and Amory's like, you don't really get the origin of that.
No.
He ran a football by you, and you're like, hey, Mike Bobo used to, the former coach of Colorado State.
Did Donovan drop one of those once?
Donovan did too, but
Yeah.
Bobo probably dropped 4 of them
Yeah.
in one of his conversations with us. Yeah, football's football.
Football's football.
Yeah, football's
you're not
football. Yeah, football's football. Yeah, football's football. It is what it is. But football's different with leather helmets. Can I just tell you that?
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to promise you football would be different with leather helmets. It's not even a real conversation. I mean, with all due respect to whoever it is that called in, it's just not a real conversation. So
'Cause that, to me, when you're saying, oh, put leather helmets on, you're only focusing on one thing. And in my mind, that's like a linebacker or safety colliding with a wide receiver. Like, how's the offensive and
Yeah.
defensive line supposed to work? In
or,
that regard?
or it's a defensive end coming in and going head to head with a quarterback.
Yeah, like,
Do
I just think, like, if you put leather helmets on today's athletes, and I think it was brought up in one of the calls too, it's not you have the head to head, but you have bodies hitting the ground, your head slams against the ground. That's worse with the leather helmet. When the dude's shoulder would smack you directly in the face and your face explodes, that's worse. Like when a knee catches, you're running back that stumbles at the line of scrimmage, and Aaron Donald's knee catches you,
Yeah.
knocks you out, plus breaks your nose. That's worse.
All right, so I'll cure that. You could have leather helmets with face masks. Nobody's saying we shouldn't have face masks. Can you put you could bolt face masks on just like they work now?
Awkwardness.
Just like they work now. You can bolt a face mask to a leather helmet. Why couldn't you?
Everyone just looks
I'm
like
not telling you should. I'm telling you it'd be horrible, and I don't give a damn what it
everyone
looks
looks like Bane running around out
I'm
there.
going to guess back in the day, if you'd have shown somebody today's helmet back in 1905 when 18 dudes dropped, they're going, I'm not going to wear that. It looks stupid.
Yes.
So I don't give a damn what it looks like. Like I'm old enough to remember NHL players not wearing
helmets,
not being required to wear helmets.
Goalies not wearing masks.
Well, I'm not that old, but
that happened.
No, but I know that happened. I don't give a damn what it looks like. If you want to tell me, oh, we should have leather helmets, but the issue is the face. All right, bolt a face mask on. But your point is, it's. I can't believe we're
the contact, man.
Ryan
Your head-
Tannehill and leather helmets.
Here's your deal. Your head has to go somewhere, right? Show me the best form tackle. Head up, leading with your shoulder, and dude moves, and your head has to.
You
go
couldn't play
somewhere.
football if you put leather helmets on. It's not just, hey, you're thinking different. You're not playing football the same way. You're letting a wide receiver make a catch and then start running, and then you'd go after him. So it's not just you're changing maybe some player safety. You're changing the entire way the game would be played.
All right. Here, look. We're not going to leather helmets. We're not. Okay? Brett Favre
Come on,
says he has
Jeff.
1,000 concussions. Somewhere between 3 and 1,000 is probably the right number. All right?
And I think we've gotten to a point that there was that initial shock
Of
this,
what?
the concussions, the movie, the doctor, all that stuff. And then there was realization of, all right, guys, maybe we were a little too gun-ho at times, and you might not want to sit a week, but that is the best thing. And I think we got to a point where the NFL gets it. Players, they hate it, but they get it. You know, precaution with the head.
Yep. All right, Ben wants to talk about Aiden Chavez, I think. What's up, Ben?
Hey, how's it going today? I was just wondering in regards to that because I read in the newspaper yesterday that is he not going to be eligible for this coming up season?
No, he's not eligible for the first game. He didn't have the requisite. I believe it's 8 practices to go. So he will be eligible in week 2, but he's just not eligible for the opener.
And I would never question a kid's decision. It's his decision, but he didn't actually think he was going to go from New Mexico to Florida to become a starting quarterback, did he?
Maybe he did. And look.
The whole other little bit of a different beast out there in Florida for high school football.
Yeah, doesn't mean you can't play. I mean, it's not impossible. Is it not possible that a guy from New Mexico could be better than a guy from Florida?
Well, I'm sure it's possible, but his quote was saying it didn't work out the way
Yeah,
I wanted it to.
exactly.
So I'm guessing he went out there and was told he's not going to play.
Yeah, no, I'm guessing that's the way it happened too, Ben. But I just don't think it's impossible that he went out there. Now, I don't know where he went as far as what they had, how many guys coming up, right? I mean, you had a guy who's probably a senior there, a junior there, that's come up through their whole system and was probably pretty good, and it didn't work. So, no, what you're saying happened. Probably happened, but to say is a guy that's really good here, would it be impossible for him to go to Florida and be better?
Not at all.
Yeah, it could happen, but it sounds like it didn't.
I'm just glad he didn't lose. I'm just glad he didn't lose his eligibility because before he tore up his ACL, I think he tore up his ACL as a sophomore. He was a very, very good quarterback.
Yeah, and that's why he wanted to go do that. I mean, he's getting looks from colleges, and he's pretty good. But yeah, Aiden Chavez is back at Cibola, Ben.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Yeah, and for those of you not familiar with it, Aiden Chavez, considered one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the state, announced during the summer that he was going to Florida, that he was going to go live with family, play there, and his return to Cibola. He won't be eligible for their opener. Did not get the requisite. I believe it's 8 practices in by the time he came back, so he will be eligible for game 2. Ray, good morning.
How's it going, Jeff?
Good.
Hey, one question, buddy. He transferred to a school in Florida, and he was on that team and practicing with that team. Then he came back to here. For every other APS student that's playing, if you transfer from one school to another, you got to sit out 180 days. How come he just has sit out one game and
I don't know the answer.
he's ready to play?
I'm going to guess it's an intra-district rule, but and Ray's gone. I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to guess it's an intra-district transfer rule, right?
That's the last thing I want to see. And I know that they want to have rules in place because you don't want high schools like stacking each other and kids just leaving. But taking away a high school student athlete's like season just because is the worst. You can't redshirt in high school. Like you don't get that extra year unless you like flunk out. But can you come back and still play football?
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to guess the reason. And to your point, why are we looking for reasons to take away the kids' eligibility? And I hate when we.
I know there's competitive things, but the last thing I want to see is a kid not be able to play high school sports because maybe he thought something was going to happen out of state.
Yeah,
he didn't just go walk over to Cleveland.
I'm going to guess what Ray just said is he's not the only one asking that. I'm going to guess there's a lot of people saying, wait a minute now. He went there and now he's coming back because it didn't work. It wasn't good enough to play there, so he's just going to come back. And why should he? And there's transfer rules, and I don't know I'm not going to sit here and pretend. I'm going to guess the intra-district rules are different than if you transfer out of state and transfer back. Does it matter if he took any class and ever enrolled in school because he did not attend classes in Florida, right? So look, man, I don't know. I
don't want to see whether it's Aiden Chavez. Any kid, the last thing I want to see is a high school athlete lose time because you don't get that back. You don't get an extra year of high school sports.
I'll look into it. I'll try to get you an answer. Thanks to Panay Pavea and Jerry Kill. Both guested with us today. We got day baseball today, right? Jim Rome Show is next, and you get the Isotopes and where are they? Tacoma. Then 2 men on after that. We're back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio starting at 7 a.m. Hey, Marie, great work.
Thank you.
Adrian, terrific look today. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or